Have you ever wondered why some people seem naturally confident? They walk into a room without overthinking. They ask questions without feeling embarrassed. They volunteer first. They speak with certainty. They don't appear to fear judgment. Meanwhile, you rehearse a sentence 10 times before saying it. You overthink every decision. You replay conversations in your head long after they're over. You keep telling yourself, I'll do it when I feel more confident. Maybe after you've learned a little more. Maybe after you've had more experience. Maybe after you're finally ready. But that day never seems to arrive. Why? Because confidence doesn't work the way most people think it does. From the time we're young, we're taught that confident people are simply different. They're born fearless, born charismatics, born with high self-esteem. The rest of us just have to accept who we are. It's a comforting idea, because if confidence is something you're born with, then you don't have to blame yourself for not having it. But it's also one of the most damaging lies you can believe, because it keeps you waiting for a feeling that never comes. The truth is, confidence isn't a personality trait. It's not something hidden inside you. It's not something you suddenly wake up with one morning. Confidence is something your brain builds. And like everything your brain builds, it follows rules. Once you understand those rules, confidence stops feeling mysterious. It becomes predictable. Let's start with one simple question. Why do you feel nervous before doing something new? Most people answer, because I'm not confident. But that's backwards. You're not nervous because you lack confidence. You lack confidence because your brain has no evidence that you'll survive what's about to happen. Think about the very first time you rode a bicycle. You weren't thinking, I'm a terrible cyclist. Your brain was thinking, I've never done this before. Everything felt uncertain. Your balance, your steering, your speed. Every second demanded your attention. Falling felt possible, maybe even likely. Now think about riding a bicycle today. You don't calculate every movement. You don't consciously think about balance. You simply ride. What changed? Your body didn't become magical. The bicycle didn't become easier. Your brain collected evidence. Every successful ride taught it the same lesson. This is safe. Confidence was never the starting point. It was the result. The exact same thing happens in every area of life. The first presentation, the first interview, the first date, the first business, the first YouTube video, the first difficult conversation, the first time saying no, the first time speaking in front of strangers. Every single one feels uncomfortable. Not because you're incapable, because your brain hates uncertainty. And there's a very good reason for that. For most of human history, uncertainty meant danger. Walking into unfamiliar territory could mean predators. Eating unknown food could mean poison. Trusting the wrong person could mean death. Your brain evolved to keep you alive, not to help you chase your dreams. It constantly scans the world, asking one question. Is this safe? When the answer is uncertain, your body responds automatically. Your heart beats faster. Your hands sweat. Your thoughts race. You mistake those feelings for weakness. But they're actually evidence that your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's trying to protect you. The problem is, your brain doesn't know the difference between standing in front of a hungry lion and standing in front of an audience. It reacts to uncertainty. It's not reality. That's why your body can panic before giving a presentation, even though your logical mind knows you're completely safe. Here's where most people make their biggest mistake. They assume confidence removes fear. It doesn't. Fear comes first. Action comes second. Confidence comes last. Read that again. Fear comes first. Action comes second. Confidence comes last. If you wait until fear disappears, you'll wait forever. Because confidence isn't what allows you to act. Action is what teaches your brain there's nothing to fear. Imagine two people standing outside the same gym. Both feel nervous. Both worry about being judged. One turns around and goes home. The other walks inside anyway. Who becomes more confident 6 months later? Not the person who felt less fear. The person who collected more evidence. Every workout tells the brain, I survived. I belong here. I can do this again. Confidence isn't built by comfort. It's built by repeated proof. Your brain believes evidence, not wishes, not motivation, not positive quotes on social media. Evidence. That's why repeating, I'm confident, rarely changes your life. Your brain quietly responds, if that's true, prove it. It trusts your actions far more than your words. And every action becomes another vote for the person you believe you are becoming. That's why confidence isn't something you find. It's something you earn, one uncomfortable step at a time, one difficult conversation at a time, one challenge at a time, one decision at a time. The question isn't whether you're capable of becoming confident. The question is, what evidence are you giving your brain every single day? Because whether you realize it or not, your brain is always watching, always learning, and always deciding who you are based on what you repeatedly do. This is exactly why two people can experience the same failure and walk away with completely different levels of confidence. One person fails an interview and thinks, I'm just not good enough. The other thinks, I wasn't prepared enough. Same interview, same rejection, completely different future. The difference isn't intelligence. It's interpretation. Psychologists call this a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are permanent. You're either confident or you're not. You're either talented or you're not. You're either born for success or you aren't. Every setback confirms that belief. Every mistake becomes proof that they should stop trying. But people with a growth mindset see something completely different. They don't see failure as an identity. They see it as information. A presentation didn't go well. Now they know what to improve. The business failed. Now they understand the market better. The relationship ended. Now they know what kind of partner they want to become. Failure doesn't tell them who they are. It teaches them what to do next. Modern neuroscience supports this way of thinking. Your brain is constantly changing. Every challenge you face, every skill you practice, every difficult conversation you survive strengthens new neural pathways. Your brain literally rewires itself through experience. That's why confidence is never fixed. It grows, or it shrinks, depending on the evidence you repeatedly collect. This also explains something that confuses a lot of people. Why do children often seem more confident than adults? Because children don't expect perfection. A child learning to walk falls hundreds of times. They don't stop after the 10th fall and decide, I guess walking just isn't for me. They simply stand up again. Failure isn't personal. It's normal. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose that mindset. One embarrassing moment in school, one harsh teacher, one public mistake, one rejection. Slowly, the brain begins writing a story. Be careful. Don't stand out. Don't embarrass yourself again. Without realizing it, people stop protecting their future. They start protecting their identity. That's why avoidance feels so comfortable. Imagine you're afraid of public speaking. Someone asks you to give a presentation. You say no. Immediately, your anxiety drops. You feel relieved. Your brain loves that feeling. It quietly records, avoiding this situation kept us safe. The next opportunity arrives. You avoid it again, more relief, more evidence. Months later, standing in front of people feels even more terrifying. Not because speaking became harder, because your brain became better at avoiding it. Avoidance is dangerous because it always rewards you today, while stealing your confidence tomorrow. Every time you escape discomfort, you strengthen fear. Every time you face discomfort, you weaken it. That's why confident people aren't fearless. They've simply practiced recovering. Think about someone who speaks confidently on stage today. Most people see the final performance. They don't see the first awkward speech, the shaking hands, the forgotten words, the embarrassing mistakes, the empty audience, the criticism. Confidence wasn't the gift. It was the reward. Every successful person has a collection of failures hidden behind their confidence. J.K. Rowling collected rejection letters. The Wright brothers collected crashes. Athletes collect losses. Entrepreneurs collect failed ideas. Musicians collect bad performances. The difference is, they didn't use failure as evidence to quit. They used it as evidence to improve. And that's exactly what your brain needs. Not perfection. Evidence. Small evidence. Consistent evidence. Because confidence grows through repetition, not dramatic moments. One conversation, one workout, one difficult decision, one promise kept to yourself, then another, then another. Eventually something incredible happens. Your identity begins to change. You stop saying, I hope I become confident someday. Instead, you begin thinking, I'm someone who handles difficult things. That single sentence changes everything. Because your brain always tries to stay consistent with the identity it believes. Someone who believes, I'm becoming healthier, naturally starts making healthier choices. Someone who believes, I'm someone who keeps my word, starts following through more often. And someone who believes, I'm someone who faces fear, stops waiting for courage before acting. Action becomes normal. Confidence follows naturally. If you've been waiting to feel confident before changing your life, stop waiting. Start collecting evidence. Speak before you feel ready. Apply before you feel qualified. Begin before you feel certain. Your brain doesn't need guarantees. It needs proof. If this video helped change the way you think about confidence, leave a comment below. What's one thing you've been avoiding simply because you didn't feel confident enough? Someone reading your answer might realize they're fighting the exact same battle. And if you enjoy learning the psychology behind confidence, discipline, habits, and human behavior, subscribe to Mr. No Excuses. Every week, we explore how your brain shapes your decisions, so you can stop reacting automatically and start living intentionally. Cold truth. You'll never become confident by waiting for confidence. Your brain doesn't reward the people who feel ready. It rewards the people who move first and let the evidence change who they become.